Hey everyone, I'm Amiena and welcome back to my channel, Amiena Inspired. So this particular video is about hashtags and its utility in this current moment, September 2019. So I'm experiencing a lot of cognitive dissonance because on the one hand I'm an academic and on the other hand I'm just a mom of two, okay? So I'm going to give you an unpopular view of the hashtag menaretrash. And I have to tell you that I've done this video like 100 times, but because I'm trying to find the right words. But ultimately, whatever I say here, this is my truth. And you are welcome to engage with me and let me know what your truth is, okay? So a few weeks ago, we had the memorial of Jessie Hess, a UWC student where I work. And it was very sad, and we were walking around like broken people here at the university. And I went home that day and I looked at my son. He's 2. I mean, he's so cute. And then I thought to myself, is he going to be the scum of the earth? Is he going to be a rapist, a child napper, or kidnapper, or, serial killer? I don't know. That's how I felt. I was like, really, like, what the hell is going on? And, it made me think about how I'm going to raise my son. And I'm instinctively thinking that he needs a good example because children, they don't always listen to you, but they always watch what you're doing. So I know that I learned by example. Kids learn by example. So I thought, okay, I'll just give him a good example. He has his wonderful father. He has uncles. He has grandfathers. Even the grandfathers have passed away. Very good examples of what it means to be a man that doesn't hurt women and so forth. So I felt very good about that. But this conflicted with what I felt, how I feel as an academic. So this is hashtag menaretrash, which you probably know about. And on a theoretical sort of academic space, in that space, I'm quite happy with it. I have a student working on it now, and it's exciting for me because I like the debates and the nuances. But when it comes to raising my child, I know that if you want a child to be a certain way, you have to reward good behavior and punish bad behavior. Okay, simple. But when we have a hashtag like menaretrash, which can be explained in a 20-page rationale of a study, for example, in a thesis, you don't have that kind of time when you're raising kids. And you don't have that time also to dialogue with other people on social media. I certainly don't. And so therein lies the conflict. So for me, while I know that the movement always says it's not to be taken literally, we are living in a world where people take things quite literally, okay? And I had a student just yesterday sit and tell me how men are trash, and it's just in their nature to perpetrate crimes. And I was like, didn't you have any good examples? Father, uncle? No, she had no good examples. She doesn't even want to have kids because she doesn't want to have a boy. And I thought to myself, wow, this is really terrible. I mean, there are people out there that don't have good examples of men because that's the reality. But what we are doing, like now, if you look at the hashtag menaretrash, it's done its job for me. It's raised a lot of awareness into the struggles, the oppression of women, and now femicide in South Africa. But my question is, what are we doing with the attention of those men that are not complicit in those specific crimes? So what are we, they might not be perfect, but what are we doing with them? Okay? So for me, in a way, and I know nobody's really spoken about this, but perhaps it's evolved. Maybe the hashtag was useful for a while, but it's run its course. At least it has for me. Because it goes against what I fundamentally believe, which is that if you behave well, if you're doing the right thing, you should be rewarded, and if you're doing the wrong thing, you should be punished. You should be put on notice for that. But when we lump all men into this and we say it's part of the movement, first of all, let me tell you something. That is not coming from a center of love. It's coming from a center of anger. menaretrash, very angry. Hashtag am I next? I know it's also there to raise awareness, but it comes off, at least in my mind, it just opens us up to a lot of negativity. And it's quite weak. Okay, so what I would say is that why don't we work with those people that want to work with us to rebuild this nation? So I am always going to believe that there will always be more good people in the world than bad. That's what I'm praying. But also that I cannot shame people for deeds that they have not done to raise awareness of it. That is no. I will celebrate good behavior so that it can be perpetuated and people will have something to work up to, so there'll be a standard. And I will punish, ignore, refuse, reject bad behavior. And I promise you, the serial killers, the rapists, they don't care about the hashtag menaretrash. They already feel like trash. That's why they're doing what they're doing, right? So I want to take a hashtag which is really, really angry, which is menaretrash, and I want to make it a hashtag which activates and catalyzes activism. So from anger to activism, and for the hashtag #AmInext, from a deep feeling of helplessness to a feeling of hopefulness. Okay? And so I'm not going to be telling you which hashtags to use. I'm just saying that for me personally, I'm going to celebrate the men in my life that are doing their best to change our world. And I will also be doing that with the women in my life that are doing their best to change our world, because that's the only kind of people I want to work with. So anyway, let me know your thoughts. I'm still sending you all my love, and if you don't agree with me, it's a democratic world, but let me know. Much love, always.